Hi everyone, it's Jigglypuff here today. So what I've done, some of you might think this is a bit sad, but what the hey. What I've done is I've made 6 decks, so 6 archetypes, maybe sort of more popular in the early 2010s than now, and each of these archetypes relates to a character from the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic franchise. So the first deck that I've got for you to look at is a Naturia deck used by a character called Fluttershy who likes nature. So I thought Naturia was a really good archetype. So if you're not interested in the show itself, but you're interested in the card game, then you're still in the right place, because basically this is the deck and I'm going to go through the deck with you. Let us know in your comments what you think of it, whether you think there could be some extra cards added to make it play a bit better. Out of all the 6 decks, unfortunately this deck has proven to be the weakest. You'll get to see the other 5 decks shortly. Anyway, let's review what we've got. So the main card is Naturia Bamboo Shoot. Really useful card, 2000 attacks. What that does is if you summon it, attributing a Naturia monster, then your opponent can't use any spells or traps, so it really locks them out of that option. Cherries, of course, a really useful card, which if one of them's destroyed, you get 2 more, and they're tuners as well, so you can use them for synchros. Cosmobeat lets you summon it from the hand, so if you have it in your hand on the first turn, you can very quickly get out a synchro. You've got 3 cliffs because they get through the deck, and they're really useful for this guy, Naturia Dragonfly, who gets attack for every Naturia in the graveyard. 2 butterflies, which just sort of stop play. You've got a white oak there. You've got 2 fruit flies and a horn needle. So they're all the monsters. Then spells, you've got mind control. That's really useful for synchros. Positive duality. Looking through the decks, Naturia Forest, useful when used with the synchros. Book of Moon, stopping players. Leo Drake's main, in case you need to buff an attack card up to about 3000 just to get rid of a card. Swords to stop the opponent. 2 MSTs just to, break down play. A Dark Hole there. It's a magic card, not a spell card. Destroys all the cards. Miracle Synchro Fusion, proven better than Polymerization. That gets out Exterio and can work if the 2 cards are in the graveyard. You need a bottomless trap hole in the deck. These cards have been really useful. Sacred Tree, I think I started off with 1 of them and now I'm up to 2. And I might even try and get up to 3 of them because they're quite a useful card. Scrap Iron Scarecrows are good for just breaking down attacks, stopping attacks because they reset themselves. This is good for getting rid of spells and traps. Exterior's Fang. Save Zone for keeping your cards safe. Call the Haunted, getting a card back. I've got 2 Wall of Thorns. They basically work like Mirror Force, but they only work on plants. And a Starlight Road, as we have a Stardust Dragon in the extra deck, which I'm going to show you. The extra deck is here. So in the extra deck, we've got Naturia Beast, Naturia Barkion, Naturia Leo Drake. This is a new one. This is called Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. And that's a reference to this card here. And what's useful about this card is it doesn't require Earth, just requires tuners and non-tuners. So Mind Control works really well if you're playing against a non-Earth deck, because it helps you get out this card. It's a 10-star card. You can do the maths if it were. And Naturia Geistro negates effects. Landois, who also negates effects. We've got spell cards. Stardust Dragon goes with the Starlight Road. Also, that's an 8 monster, and you just need a tuner and a non-tuner. So again, Mind Control helps you get that out. And Naturia Exterio. Very hard card to summon, but once it's on the field, spells and traps are just a thing of the past, at least your opponent's sake, and it can pair really well with Naturia Forest. I've also got a side deck as well for the Naturia cards. So, for instance, there could be a monster in here that could work really well with the Naturias, because we've got loads. We've got Antjaw, we've got Beans, 2 Beans, Naturia Beetle, another Butterfly, another Dragonfly, an Eggplant, an Aubergine, as it should be called, Naturia Aubergine, Fruit Fly, Naturia Guardian, another Horn Needle, Hydrangea, a ladybird, Naturia mantis, mosquito, pumpkin. I think we've got 3 pumpkins. We've got a ragweed, another ragweed, a rock, a rose whip, a spider fang. I think we've got 3 stag beetles. We've got a stink bug. That's basically like negate attack. A strawberry, a sunflower, 3 Naturia pineapples, a tulip, a vane, and then a couple of spell cards as well. We've got Barkin's Bark, and we've got Landwarz's Luminous Moss, which again is a useful card. It negates effects, but it'd be more useful as a trap card, not a spell card, as it can only be used on your own turn, whereas you really want to sort of stop effects during your opponent's turn. Same with Barkion's Bark. You'd want to use that on your opponent's turn, not on your own turn, so they're not really good enough to go in the deck. I'd quite like to have them in the deck, 'cause it's nice to just have archetype specific cards inside the deck, but you know, that's the way it is. So this is the deck here, and as I said, the reason why the side deck is so big as well, as I said, it's like a character deck, but it's not a character deck. Obviously, you know, we're mixing 2 fandoms together, but I'd imagine this this Fluttershy character inside her cottage, if you watch the show, she'd have all the Naturias sort of flying around, maybe in the garden or in the cottage. So obviously it would make sense to have all the cards there. Anyway, this is the deck itself. It's come last in the sort of, I did a mini tournament with the other 5 character decks, and it did come last, which was a bit of a shame. So I mean, there could be some work, I think, that needs to be done to it, but all in all, it's quite a good deck. I really do like the deck. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Who's that Naturia? It's Bamboo Shoots.